The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk-adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to StrugglingArtistRecordClub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today.
Hey, this is Trev from the Drowns, and if you still believe in rock and roll, then keep the dial set here at the Struggling Artist Podcast.
You're listening to the Struggling Artist Podcast.
People need to be entertained. They need the distraction.
With your host, Trev Allen.
I wish to God that somebody would do something to block out the voices in my head for 5 minutes.
Welcome to the Struggling Artist Turntable for May of 2026. With me tonight, Jeff Bousquet. Hello, Jeff.
Hello.
Now, I know last month I said Chris is back, and he is, but just not with us tonight. Chris had something he had to do, and it was health-wise, so, you know, I gave him the night off. I said, rest up, buddy. You know,
yeah.
I'm good like that. I'm good. I said, take the night off, take the month off.
He's okay though, right? He's
okay.
Good.
Yeah,
he's good.
Well, he's not great, but he's in good. He's on the mend. We'll say on the mend.
Yeah.
He actually today we texted and he said that maybe we'll do chopping it up later in the week. So that's good that he can get back out to the office and everything. You know. So but the chopping it up that I recorded last week was with Aria Rad. So if you're a patron, that's coming out. Well, that will be out by the time you hear this. But yeah, if you're not a patron, head over to patreon.com/podcast TSA and join so you can listen to Chopping It Up with me.
We should do one soon because I feel like our preambles before we hit record on these episodes.
I know.
Could be their own Chopping It Up episodes usually.
Yeah.
We go for, especially when Chris is with us too, we go for like a half an hour before we even record.
I know. But this is not Chopping It Up. This is the Struggling Artist Turntable, where we get together every month and we bring music recommendations for you. Typically they're all on Bandcamp because that's where you can, you know, give an artist money. Matt Ricks, fuck off. All I see now in my YouTube algorithms are videos about him shitting on Bandcamp and how it's not for the artist and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen, like it's and I think maybe either the algorithm is just sending those videos to me or he's like doubling down on his fucking disdain for that company. So I don't know, who knows, but you know, it's not Spotify. You know, it's not Spotify.
Listen, we have an artist this week that is not on Bandcamp, and we definitely need to.
We have two.
Yeah, we definitely promote just supporting independent artists. That's all. Wherever you need to get it from, wherever you need to get the music from, just do that.
Even if it's on, even if we have to, like I always say,
even if you have a streaming service, which most of us do, you can still buy records from artists directly. So
I subscribed to a new service today. We'll talk about that when we get to the X Factor because that was why I had to do it. So, but yeah. So this month, we usually do a what do we call it? What is that called? Not a pool. What is it called?
A poll.
Poll. Jesus Christ. It's been a long week. It's Monday. We do a poll, but last month we didn't. And then this month we forgot to ask picks or whatever. And then Jeff had an idea. Jeff came to us with an idea. It was like the next day, right? The day after we recorded that, right?
Yeah, I just when I hear an artist that I really like, I'm like, how can we justify bringing this artist with our X Factor? It's happened over the past few months, on a few occasions. But yeah, I was like, can we just do protest music this month? Which I think is pretty relevant anyway. I don't think we really need to take a poll. So
yeah, no, I think you're right there. So that's what we went with. And Jeff and I, we have some stuff to talk about. So, but before we get started with that, we always go through a local pick. But before that, how are you, Jeff?
Well, all things considered, I'm just waiting for that weather to tick up like a few more degrees, man. Like it's just got to get like over 70. Like I have this threshold where I'm like, yeah, the sun is shining. It's nice, whatever. But like my bones won't feel right until like it just kicks over 70. And then
it was over 70 today.
Then I'm like, I can relax. It may have been somewhere. It wasn't here, but
I was in bed.
I feel like these last 2 weeks, it won't even get above 60. It's like just hitting the like low 50s every day, and the sun is shining, so it's like warm when you're in the sun, but you know what I mean, where it's just that frustrating time where you're like, I just get there, just get warm. Like I just want to be able to walk outside in shorts and a t-shirt, and then like my whole body like relaxes, and then we
had that one week where it was like 80 degrees.
Yeah, we got to tease
the
false spring, as we call it.
I think we talked about it on this, didn't we? Because I was pissed off that it got cold again.
Yeah,
but so not only that, so I'll say this. I was like, this was probably about not this past weekend, the weekend before. I said, you know what? Because it was kind of chilly. I'm like, I'm going to go buy pellets before I can't get them anymore because I have a pellet stove. And I know
you can just keep them for next year if you have extra.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they go bad, but it depends if moisture can get in it or not. But yeah, so I refuse to pay for oil at the moment, right? So I'm like, nope, not going to do that. I'm not going to go spend $500 to have 100 gallons and whatever the fuck. So I went to Home Depot and I was like, I don't know, they might be gone after this week, so I'm going to buy 10 bags. And by like the beginning of last week, I was like, what the fuck? What am I going to do? Because I only used like 2 of them, right? And I'm like, what am I going to do with all these bags of fucking pellets? Like, I have no place to store them, blah, blah, blah. But I'm down to like 4. Because it gets chilly at night, and I turn the heat, I turn it up at night and try to keep it off during to keep the heat off in general during the day. But open up all the windows and shit. Well, not the windows, but like, the curtains, get a little solar gain in my place,
Yeah, and also like I've tried to I'll open the windows during the day just to air it out a little bit when the temperature's at its peak, like, in the afternoon. But yeah, man, it still gets cold at night, and there's still, I haven't turned the heating on at night, luckily, but in the last like week, but there were like just even last week, there were a few mornings where I was still kicking it on before I got out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little remote for it, so I can sit in bed and turn it on, but very, very bougie life I live, I guess. But I'll be in bed, be like, I'm turning that shit on before I get out of this bed. It's freezing.
I don't want
it's freezing in the morning.
Yeah, it is.
Sucks.
I don't know what time you get up, but I got up at 4:15 in the morning every day, and I got up when I left for work last Monday. My windshield was like
still frosted.
Yeah. I was like to the point where I didn't realize it was that bad, and I turned my windshield wipers on, and it like ripped one of the strips off my windshield wiper.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I just wanted to hit over that threshold, and then like
we're almost there.
Then that'll be a given. That'll be a thing we don't need to talk about for a good few weeks, or for a good few months, rather. We don't need to talk about the weather anymore. It's just like
we'll have happy music. We're feeling the vibe.
Well, we'll still have sad music, but like we'll be in a more jovial drinking mood.
I was like, I don't know. I'm like, it's the end of April. I shouldn't have my fucking pellet stove running, but I do. and it's running right now, right now. So I don't know, but yeah. All right, we're enough talking about the weather. The world sucks, and we're here, but we're gonna have fun tonight. But we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about our local picks for May of 2026. How do we do a protest exit? How do we do this? What do we do?
Fuck ice. That's how we do a protest exit.
There you go.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. And we're back with our local picks for May of 2026. Yeah, this was fun. Jeff, you brought a band that I never heard of before. So let's talk about it real quick.
So I'm going first with my local. I believe it is supposed to be stylized, or it's supposed to be said going to jail. It is stylized going to jail. I don't know any of these people personally. I don't think I may have met some of them. I'm not sure. But they're cool. They're kind of like an indie mathy, emo-ish alternative band from Boston. I had heard of their name several times, but I had not heard them directly, or like I don't think I had seen them play. Maybe once at the Rockwell a while back, maybe if they did a Nice Fest or something like that. But I knew of them, but they just happened to come across my Instagram feed, and I was like, oh, that'd be a good local choice for this month. Their most recent, they haven't put anything out recently, and so I don't know if they're still active right now, but they did a compilation record called Fauna with Gollylagging and Dino Gala. Dino Gala also played at the Rockwell when I worked there a couple of times. So I met those guys. Going to jail, I don't remember if they did or not, but so I chose to bring they did a nice little EP from 2022 that is called Ragweed. And this EP is not, I could not find this on Bandcamp, but I did find it on streaming. I found it on Tidal, so it's probably on Spotify as well, and Apple Music. But it's it's a 4-track EP. It's got like a really cool sound. The guitar work is really great, really incredible on it. Again, like kind of I think of a lot of different styles like this as like a little refreshing for Boston, whereas like just anything that is not the codified, like, Celtic punk sound for me is always just like kind of pleasant when I'm like, oh, but it's a Boston band. I don't have too much else to say about it except that it was a fun listen. I am bummed that I don't know exactly how like you would go about buying a copy of it. To support them directly. But again, I don't know if they're still active, but every once in a while we do bring bands that are like not currently active anymore, but just a really good listen. So go check it out if you have a chance to.
Right on. Yeah. So I there's something here. I don't know, maybe it's my age showing, but with when I hear music like this, and it's definitely like, so indie is like the term, but like to me, I would call it pure alternative, like it's just all alternative music, and that's great. It reminds me of like The Cure meets the Eels, or Eels. I think there's no it's just Eels. It's got a good combination of that. Now the first track, maybe it's all of it. The vocal, like there's a vocal effect in it, and I've heard it in other bands that either are alternative or indie or whatever. And I don't know what that's called. Do you know what I'm talking about or no? I know
you'd have to describe it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not, I don't think it's like, it's like, I don't know. It's not quite like reverb, but it's just sounds a little different. I don't know. To me, I've always any kind of like independent or alternative music, like I feel like it's like a stable to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. Now I don't remember hearing it throughout the whole thing. And again, this is something like I remember The Cure did it, probably like one of the
I
first.
think what you're describing is probably most likely a version of a delay effect. So probably like a slapback or like a fuzzy delay kind of thing.
That's exactly it. Yeah. It's like a little fuzzy vocals. Yeah.
It's like an overdriven slapback, something like that.
Yeah. This was good. I listened to it a few times. So I, like you said, it wasn't on Bandcamp. I tried everything in my power to hunt this thing down, that without hitting a streaming service, because like I just don't really care for those, mainly because here's the thing. Like the reason why I ever got rid of Spotify when I first got rid of when I got rid of Spotify was because I just didn't like the sound quality. I think the sound quality on Spotify is fucking cheap. It doesn't sound great. I've had to like crank songs just to hear them proper. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't have to do that. And then like I've done since then I've had like an Amazon Music trial for a while, and then I don't listen to it enough. I've had a Apple Music trial. I just don't listen to it enough to keep paying for it, right? So I don't. I have right as of today. Hold on, as of this moment, this is Monday, April 27th. At what time is it? What time is it? Is it 9 p.m.? Are we at? No, we'll say it's 9 p.m. I have 900. What's that?
9:04.
9:04 p.m. I have 929 titles in my Bandcamp collection. Now, with that said, I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying I buy music. That's what I do. And I think if I need to buy a digital download for something, the best way so that the artist gets the money is if I go through Bandcamp. So that's what I do. I couldn't find this album anywhere. So I today, on my way home from work, joined Tidal. Subscribe to Tidal. I don't understand it yet. I was able to find this album.
Yeah, it's very similar to Spotify. They use the same. They use the same graphical. They use the same GUI. Like it's pretty much the same interface. Yeah.
I thought you could buy stuff from Tidal too, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think you can download stuff and like play it offline if you have the subscription. But
okay,
Tidal is basically a streaming service that supposedly pays artists a few more cents per stream. They treat artists a little bit better. They're all part of that. What I think when bands put their shit out, they use like DistroKid or something like that, and it pushes it out to all the streaming services. So everything that's on Spotify, you could find on there too. Their thing is that their audio quality is supposed to be better. It's a couple dollars more a month too than some of the other ones, and it's uncompressed, higher resolution audio. Gotcha. So you will find stuff that
it did sound better.
And you will find stuff that you have to turn up louder or turn down. It's the only thing I've found that it's not great for is if you're like trying to make a playlist for like a party, because some songs will play louder than others depending on the era and how they were mastered and whatever, which is the way it's supposed to be, versus Spotify, which will squash everything to be at like the same normalized
is that what they do?
level, right? And so the quality degrades a little bit. But yeah, I have found that Tidal, the music, the dynamics are a little wider.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked this. It was an EP, right? It was an EP. Yeah.
4 songs.
I was into it. Like I said, I listened to it a few times this afternoon. I listened to it in the car, and then because my pickup truck has the audio quality of a pickup truck, when I got home, I played it on the big speakers again. So I could hear it a little bit better. But yeah, no, I was into it. Like I said, the Cure meets Eels, I think, is the best way for me to describe them. I love both of those bands. So this was up my alley. Yeah. So the good find. I didn't quite understand the name. And then today I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, I get it now. Like it took me a second. I was a little like, I think notoriously we remember me giving lame ass dads such a hard time about their name, and then they came on my podcast and I ate a little crow on it because I was like, apparently your name is memorable. Well, because people love them, you know what I mean? And I was like, no one's gonna remember this name, but it turns out they did. So And
Or we all had our different versions of Snuggle.
Yeah.
I was
I was happy to be wrong. But yeah, so this was a cool one, man. I'm glad you brought it. Like I said, and you're right. It is cool to hear a different sound out of the local area, you know?
Yeah. Always.
All right, so my local pick, I stuck with the theme for this month, which is protest songs, and no I don't know, how do I no stranger to this show or to the struggling artist world. We went with Jesse Ahern, Class Trader. Now again, you know what's funny? We have you and I have both of our locals have a similarity, like have something in common, and then both of our X Factors, which I'll get to, has something else in common. But with this, Jesse Ahern did pull all of his music off of streaming services. You can play this on his website and download it. And you can download it for your own price on the website, which is jesseahern.com. I mean, first off, I picked this song in particular because it has members of Time and Place, which is another wonderful collective of people who are totally into protest songs and, are the truth. Like that was a big thing with me when it comes to like protest music. Like I like kind of dig into the people to make sure they back up what they're saying. And Jesse Ahern definitely does. That dude is out there. He's the working class guy. He's been out there.
He walks the fucking walk.
Yeah. And his music has never strayed from busting in the streets to playing to 3,000 people like he has in the past. Like, it does not, he is who he is, and, he is there for the people. And I think for somebody who I claim to be a big misanthrope, when I hear stuff that Jesse puts out or some of the other artists we're going to talk about, like, it gives me hope in humanity. This was a great song. Good collaboration, like I said, with the people who are involved with it. And I want a Time and Place like meets, or Time and Place like versus Jesse Ahern like album or something. I think that would be a really cool collaboration to get a full album out of, because their sounds, like they're both protest bands, and they have different sounds, but they kind of mend together pretty well, I think. So that would be a fun little experiment. Just putting that out there.
I love Time and Place. Time and Place is one of my favorite all-time Boston bands.
Yeah.
After the old Edison, like it was basically like the old Edison, Time and Place. And they used to play together all the time and overlap and did songs together and stuff. I don't know Jesse personally, but I really, really fucking appreciate this dude. Like you said, he in every way, it like walks the walk, he is a real one as far as what he I love what he stands for. I love the topics that he sings about, like the subject matter of his songs, the ones that I've heard. He's another artist that, I see a lot of like his posts online, and I'm kind of, he's very much in the loop with like the feeds I follow and stuff like that. And so, I really appreciate it. And I saw a while back when he kind of started his mission to sort of like pull his music away from streaming services, and he doesn't even have it on Bandcamp either. He just has it on his own. He hosts his own site, and he's like, you can get the music directly from me. And I appreciate that. That's a tough thing to do, because you're fighting the masses who are so clinging to convenience, and we're so numbed, and these services and companies have us. My mom said something a while ago about, because I convinced her to cancel her Amazon Prime, and she said something about like these companies have us in a stronghold of convenience or something like that. It was like a really good, like whatever she said, like made sense, Yeah. And, or they have us totally, like blinded by convenience or something like that. And it's true. Like, it's so easy. And I admit, as much as like the next person, when I'm in my car, I do have Tidal on my phone, and it's nice to just be able to just call up an artist and play it. I don't have to worry about it. but what makes me feel better about doing that is knowing that I like have that same artist's record at home that I bought, right? Like that, like if I'm supporting the artist directly, that's the most important thing. And then like, if you're driving, you convenience. I mean, at this point I have I want to buy a 1995 Jeep Cherokee with a tape player in it so that I can just like make mixtapes for myself again. I think that would be probably just better. I kind of just want to put a cassette player back in the car. And I mean, there's ways to do that. I can do that if I really want to, right? Like I can take the Walkman and like make it
reverse effect, right?
Plug it in the aux. Plug the tape into the aux.
Remember when you plug the tape adapter in to listen to
you're flipping it around. Yeah. So, you know, but anyway, all that aside, Jesse Ahern is great. It's like very much working class Americana folk, punk tinged, or, you know, kind of like punk adjacent folk punk music. He's singing about actual issues that affect working class people. This track's, like you said, it's got Megan from Time and Place on the upright bass, which, on bass. And sorry, I was just looking at the thing, and then Mike played drums on it too. So yeah, it's the real deal. Like if you're looking for good working class New England protest punk, folk punk, it's the real deal. So go check it out. JesseAhern.com, JesseAhern.com. You can get his music directly from his site. He's got all of his records up there. So
yeah, cool. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we got our X Factors, and I can't wait to talk about those. So fuck ice, right?
Fuck
we're
ice.
saying tonight, fuck ice. All right, we'll be right back. And we're back with our X Factor for May of 2026. I almost said 2024. Simpler times.
Part of me wishes. Yeah.
Our X Factor was protest music, and we each have I don't know, pretty different like aspects of what it is, but I feel like there's a big storytelling vibe between both, you know?
Bunch of similarities too.
Yeah, it's
Plus
weird,
as we also mentioned, your local was also Jesse was also protest music, so we're like all but one basically in that category this month.
Yeah.
So do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You can go first. Before you do, so like I said, with our local picks, both weren't on Bandcamp, right? One's not on streaming at all. Right. The other, that was the similarity. Yeah. Do you know what the similarity is between these two, other than being protest music?
They both are on Bandcamp.
Well, yeah. Well, that wasn't it though, man. They both name drop Luigi.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah, let's start with yours, because yours is super interesting, and I have a lot to say about it.
Oh, so do I. Boy, oh boy, howdy, do I have a lot to say about the incredible Carsey Blanton and the Burning Hell. This artist, she's amazing. I first heard of her about a month ago on Instagram. A reel she made with her band kind of blew up a little bit. I don't know if it was maybe on TikTok too, or if it was just on Instagram, but it was making the rounds, and I saw it a bunch of times. And I was like, oh, this is really clever, really fun, kind of theatrical vaudevillian protest song. It was a music video for their song "The Price of Eggs," which is on this record. But the record is "Everything Is Great" by Carsey Blanton and the Burning Hell, and she's been around for quite a while. She's a whole bunch of records out. I don't know exactly where she hails from. It doesn't look like her Bandcamp has a location on it, but it is brilliant, in my opinion. Just brilliant storytelling, clever lyrics. At its height, just really beautiful, sad, gut-wrenching lyrics, but then also hopeful lyrics. I mean, like, I had such a hard time. I was thinking today about what I wanted to say, like, were my favorite, like, if I had to pick favorite tracks off of this, and it was so hard because The Price of Eggs is great, Private Equity is great, Fascists Are Good is great. It's incredible record. She combines like a whole bunch of different genres. It's kind of like I said, it's got like this theatrical vaudevillian style to it. In the music videos, she has Muppets that like sing with them and stuff like that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh God. I gotta go.
There's Muppets that sing with them. It's primarily her and this guy Matthias, who is the other like the male vocalist on, and also I think plays guitar and some other stuff. Let me just look at the. He's a Canadian artist.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just wanted to see if he was playing. Matthias Korn, Kom, Kom. There's a whole cast of characters here that are playing different instruments and stuff like that on this record. They recorded in Ireland at a cabin, but I think that she's based out of here. But anyway, just like combines that like sort of theatrical, there's like a jazz kind of like old-timey ragtimey jazz elements to some of the songs, and then there's some songs on here that are straight up full-blown like Americana folk music, like real like dusty kind of like Southern or Midwestern style, at least that in my mind, that's like what I think of like true like rootsy folk music and like blues inspired folk music and stuff like that. And I was thinking about picking like the last two tracks, The War to End All Wars and Weary Arms, are my two favorite tracks because both of them are like these deep kind of dark sounding sad songs, but when you look at the lyrics and you listen to the lyrics, are actually hopeful. They're actually a positive, hopeful.
Isn't it funny how
imagining of
where like some of the more like real like depressing songs are behind like this really fun and like hip
are actually so they have this thing where the sort of whimsical, funny, humorous. There's an incredible amount of humor in the lyrics and the cleverness with which these songs are written. I just think that like it's just brilliant critiques of everything that's going wrong in our country right now. Capitalism being number one across the board, but specifically our country, our government, our war machine, our materialism, and how it affects you on a personal level, and themes of guilt and themes of anger and but it's just and irony, and it's brilliant. And then the last two tracks, The War to End All Wars and Weary Arms, are both tracks that have a much more sad sound to them, but lyrically are actually imagining a future of hope, imagining the Weary Arms referring to the Weary Arms dealer who is now lamenting his life being over and his heyday being over because he has no one else to sell weapons and bombs to anymore. Mm-hmm. And the War to End All Wars being like this imagining of a future sort of civil war in the United States that finally kind of overturns capitalism and the evils of capitalism, and is sad and dark, but gives hope to a new future. It's a brilliant record. I have already purchased a ticket to go and see Carsey Blanton play here in actually in Providence, because I can't make the Boston show, but I bought a ticket to the Providence show all the way in October, because I just love this so much, and I cannot wait to see her perform live. It's just hands down, cover to cover, a 10 on 10 on 10 record.
Yeah. I mean, yes, to everything you just said. It's one of those things too, where like we have friends who do stuff like theatrically with their music, right? Like we have your friends in hell, the Mercedes Graves. I think if they, I don't know how popular this is. I don't know. Like I've never heard of her, and this was like I'm happy I have. I think the live performance would be absolutely amazing. And I think our friends, in those two bands that I just mentioned would absolutely like love this for what it is. And for many reasons, but like from the theatrical kind of standpoint of it, I think it's just like, like Price of Eggs is like a musical to me. Like it's like I feel like I'm like watching like Death of a Salesman or something. Yep. Like, you know what I mean, with the song and dance and stuff and
the humor in it,
in the humor and Stafford Beer, which makes sense now that you said there's Muppets, because I'm like there's a voice, she's talking to a character, I'm like that's a Muppet, it can't be anything else but a Muppet.
They're Muppets. Yeah.
And
or they're presented as Muppets visually, right? Like they're represented as Muppets on stage. So,
one of the things too I got from right away from this record, it reminded me of like a Sesame Street like educational song, like some of the stuff and singing and stuff like that, and which again, Muppets, right? Like this was really well made, really thought out. I like when you said whimsical earlier. I wish I had thought of that word for this, because it is that. It's clever, it's funny, and it's like it's damn right scary, some of the stuff where they're singing about, you know what I mean? But
it's like if Sesame Street taught kids how to make a Molotov cocktail. It's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I bet this live performance is a hoot. I know I want to see it. I want to go and check out more from them. The one thing for me with this is I don't think this could be an album I listen to constantly, because of like the vibe of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's something that I'm glad I experienced and I would love to experience live, and I'd probably experience it live multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think I could just be like, oh, I'm cooking dinner tonight, let me throw on this record, But with that said, I will say these songs are fucking catchy as hell. By the end of but my first listen, because I listened to it multiple times, my first listen, by the end of like one of the first songs, I was like humming the fucking melody. Like they are super catchy.
They're earworms for sure.
Yeah. This is just a total, like, just brilliantly made piece of art, and like we were saying this, and like there's I guess this was another similarity, other than they mentioned Luigi, but the storytelling is great. Like it's set up, it's entertaining. You were saying earlier when we were talking about cassettes and streaming and like the convenience thing, like we live in a world of instant gratification with our attention spans so small. I feel like this would be something that you would like, you pay attention to because it's so like different and all over the place, from what, like if you're listening to something. So
it reminded me too of like a while back, a couple of years ago, when I brought a record called
April Smith and the Great Picture Show.
Yeah.
Just about to mention that you have a knack for finding these.
There was also Carsey Blanton also has a bunch of other records, so I'm really excited to check out some of her older stuff too. This record was just released on April 1st. On Bandcamp. Some of the songs were on Instagram before that, but she has the Red album. I think it was volumes 1 and volumes 2.
Mm-hmm.
Little Flame, body of work, like going all the way back to let's see, it looks like 2009. So she's been releasing music for quite a while. And I'm really excited to dive into some of it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's in the same vein, right? Like it's very like, it's just entertaining stuff. And when I say like this wouldn't be something I could listen to over and over. With that said, I could also like I would play it for different people so they could hear it, and I would want to watch their reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something I could put on with people around, and like I don't know. I feel like we'd all kind of vibe on it and have fun while it's on. You know what I'm saying? This is like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, but an album.
Yeah,
You
she
get
got
what
a
I mean?
record. She got a record that came out in 2000. I was just looking at the cast of or the credits on for instrumentation to see if I recognize anybody from the Philly area, because she's got a record that came out in 2021 called Love and Rage. So little shout out to Eric Peterson and Mischief Brew there, which is, yeah, I don't know if that's what she named it after, but that's really interesting. Yeah, man, this is just a brilliant piece of art, like you said. And I wish that like that she's playing at the Crystal Ballroom, the show that I can't make it because I'm going to be at Fest, but it's in October. And I wish that like Your Friends in Hell could open for her, you know, like it would be that'd be like the perfect bill, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Carsey Blanton, like I hope you listen to this, because we love you. It's just
I hope so
incredible.
too. This is awesome. Like seriously, like honestly, like this would be something I would want to be part of. Like I would be like, oh man, I'd love to do like, you know, do a Muppet voice for this or something. Like it's just
Trev's really good at doing Muppet voices.
It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And again, like if you can take something as depressing and upsetting as our world that we're living in right now and put it out like you know, twist it in a way like the story and tell a story where like people are like cheerful and singing along to it. Like I said, you're talented. And again, I'm going to check out more from her too. So yeah, that was good, man. You had a great pick. And like I said, I want you just to find these from now on. Like we should give you your own segment.
Well, maybe on the radio segment I'll find a few more.
Yeah, where you can like dive into one of these. Like it was awesome, man. My hats off to you for finding it, because I'm really happy that I got a chance to listen to it. So, all right, well, I guess my X Factor. It's time for that. So I went with one. I've been following these folks for a while now. Actually. Yeah, around this. Yeah, I learned I learned about them right around the same time, because I went to see Micah Schnabel. I forgot who was one of our friends was opening for him, and he had Vanessa Jean Speckman with him, and she did some stuff with him. And I don't know if that was the first time I had ever that was the first time I ever seen him live. So it was like a thing, and then like I saw them both, and I was like, man, these guys are talented. Like they do a lot of different things. Again, the storytelling aspect of what they do. It's great. So the album is called, I think it's Micah Schnabel and Vanessa Jean Speckman present The Great Degradation. Micah, he writes songs for the people. He writes songs about life, like true, gritty, genuine songs. He writes books. he's a phenomenal, he's just a phenomenal artist overall. Great human being. And Vanessa writes amazing as well. Vanessa, I've heard her spoken word, her poetry, her songs. Like this is incredible. Some of the words that come to mind when I think of these two is like truth speakers, storytellers, and like they're both their art. They're so passionate about their art, but it's because they're passionate about humanity. You know, they want people to strive, and they tell the stories of the people. Like I feel like some of their songs, like the general population may be uncomfortable listening to because of the stories they're telling, but it's the truth and it's what's out there. And I think it needs to be brought to the light. And much like when I talk about Jesse, these two are the real deal.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Real deal.
A real one, true and beyond, for sure.
Yeah. They constantly tour. I think they recently just moved to like the West Coast, and like they tour constantly. Like they're coming out here. Actually, they're playing with Jesse Ahern They're all playing a show at Faces in May, so I'm gonna be there for that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't know what like everything they're passionate about, they'll sing about, right? Like on this album, there's a song about Bushwick Bill, who's a hip hop artist, from the Ghetto Boys, and like it's awesome. Like it's a sweet song too. It's about Micah meeting him and everything, and like it's just I don't know. There's just something about these two that just like I get it, and like I again give me hope in this fucking terrible world. Or people like this give me hope. Vanessa's lyrical delivery, whether she's singing or reciting poetry or whatever, is just it's so intense, and like she speaks with such conviction in her voice with it, like and it just from a performative standpoint, like I find that to be really talented. Like she's really talented the way she does that, and I feel like I could give her a grocery list and she could make the delivery so like so genuine, and it's just awesome. It's awesome stuff. Yeah, this record's awesome. I pre-ordered it when it first was announced. Still waiting for the record to come in. I think the record
sold out now.
Yeah, but
vinyl. Well, the clear smoke version of it is maybe there's like a plain black version. That's
right. Yeah. So I think I don't think they've shipped yet either. So like they're going to be shipping. If maybe they started shipping already, but yeah, I pre-ordered this one because like it was and then I went and bought the ticket for the 21st.
Ooh,
I took
I gotta buy that too.
I took the 22nd off from work. Like it's a big to do for me, So. And they're going to be in Providence, and they're playing in Worcester, and then they're playing in New Hampshire. Like I might end up checking them out a few times. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I do. Depends on that, that wake up time for work.
Yeah, for sure. MK Naomi's playing down in Brooklyn that night, and I think I was thinking about maybe going down there with them, but it's like right after Pooza, so it's probably not going to happen. I'll probably be here, and I'll probably head out to this show. Yes, I have seen them play. Now they, I think sometimes, or they were initially performing as Call Me Rita, the two of them, right? Like when they're, but now
that's their full band was Call Me Rita.
That's like the full band version. Okay. Yeah. But this is kind of like just them. Again, kind of the opposite of what you said when I was talking about Carsey, like yes to everything you just said. You said it as beautifully as I could put it. I have met both of them now on a couple of occasions. We've seen them in Boston play a couple of times. I saw them play at Pooza.
Me too. I saw 2 sets of theirs at Pooza.
Two of just the salt of the earth, like kindest, most genuine people. I wish I had the talent to write songs in a way that tell stories in the way that they write songs. I admire it immensely. And it's funny. I'll be perfectly honest. Years ago, before I heard Micah and before I heard his band 2 Cow Garage, which was the band that he was in, OC45, my brother's band at the time, played with 2 Cow Garage. I believe they got to open for them once or twice. And Micah played at O'Brien's. The very, very first time I saw him play, it was, I think, at O'Brien's solo with OC45, or with maybe just with like Lenny or some. It was like maybe just like the OC45 guys were there and we were at I don't even remember. It was that long ago. It was like I'm pretty sure pre-COVID, like way pre-COVID. But years before I even heard Micah, one of the first bands I had heard that used to do a lot more of this like spoken. So the main thing about their music is that both him and Vanessa do this like kind of spoken word poetry type thing that mixes in and out of prose and melodic singing, right? Like they go kind of back and forth, and there's a lot of like really great musical guitar work and everything like behind it. And I remember like a long time ago, first hearing the Hold Steady, and Craig Finn from the Hold Steady used to do more of that. Like I feel like in some of the Hold Steady's older stuff, like it used to be like more spoken wordy. And there was a time when like I didn't like that as much. It was hard for me to get into it. It wasn't my favorite style of music. And then right around like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, like it started to grow on me in a really nice way. Like sometimes you change and you evolve and you grow over time. And we have friends. I mean, like Squally Green Thumb, who's put out tremendous amount of music and does a lot of charity projects and everything like that. Like Squall's partner, Jackie, is a really talented poet, and I listen to a lot of her poetry, or I read a lot of her poetry and stuff like that sometimes. And
a phenomenal singer.
And she's got a great voice. Yeah. But like just getting more into spoken word and poetry and that art form over the years, opened me up to be a lot more receptive to different types of music and to be a lot more receptive to like Micah's music. And then like, I remember seeing Micah and Vanessa play the first time, and just being like really captivated by the way that they can like draw you in immediately by telling a story and like, again, weaving in like humor, like existential humor though, like humor that makes us all laugh because we all get the groan underneath it, like the like, you know, the like, it's the like, oh, everybody can relate to that kind of thing, which is a bummer in some respects, but it makes us all realize that we're all human and we're all connected in that, you know, in the same way. And just watching them perform like the last 2 times was a joy. And then meeting them, and they're like I said, they're just like the nicest fucking people, kind, just the real ones, as we've said now, you know, on a few different points, but they have a way of talking about life that is extremely raw and it just like captivating to listen to. And I love the way that they actually go from really poignant spoken word pieces where you're kind of hinging on the next line. And then they'll go into songs like the No Christmas Cards for the Fascists, which is like a kick-ass fucking rock and roll, like riff going on behind it, like the beat and every, like the guitar riff and the melody. Like they'll go into this regular melodic rock music, you know, almost seamlessly. And yeah, I loved that about this record. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them again. It's they're a great like 2 really great, amazing members of the music community that we're all kind of, I think, very lucky to have out there. So yeah,
I think like a modern day Woody Guthrie is what they're doing, you know, and it just,
but totally in their own way, like
in their own way. 100%
much more punk rock way for sure.
Yeah. But it's just a wonderful thing. And like I said, people like this give me hope out there. And like, they honestly, people like this make me want to elevate my art, you know, like make me write things in the same, like in the same vein sometimes. Cause like there are times where I'm like, I have something to say and I just don't say it. You know what I mean? Because like, I just like, I don't know if it's fear or if it's like, I don't think I'm smart enough, or, you know what I mean? But like listening to these two, listening to Jesse Ahern, like listening to all the people that we know that are in the same world, like it really does. It makes me want to not only be a better person, but be a better artist. And, you know, and I don't know. I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean? I'm grateful,
100%.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was right. All right, let's take a quick break.
A good month of picks for sure.
Let's take a quick break before I have a breakdown over here, being sad about art. But yeah, we'll be right back and we'll have our final thoughts. And we're back, and it's time to go. Jeff, like always, I am like amped up now, and I won't be able to sleep all night because I'm gonna be thinking about everything we just talked about. Yeah. So I think we're gonna hold off on the poll until we talk to Chris, and maybe we'll just let Chris pick June's since you and I picked the last 2 months. You know.
Yeah. Give Chris a chance to get back in the mix here.
Hell yeah. Now listen, go out there and buy some music from people. Support these artists. You know, like we were just saying, some of these artists are constantly touring, just to, you know, make their sales, and their sales is what they're living on. And like, you know, artists deserves to be paid. You go to any other country, artists get paid. They don't here. So, you know, we got to like do something about that somehow. But, yeah, the world sucks, but we have awesome protest music to get us through. And we have friendship and communities to help us through this all. So hang in there, everybody. Seriously, hang in there. Yeah. With that said, going to any shows, anything coming up? You got anything to promote?
I think you already said the best of it. Go check out Micah Schnabel and Vanessa Gene Speckman on it's Thursday the 21st, right?
Yep, May 21st.
May 21st. Homefront is going to play at the Middle East on May 6th, and then again at Pooza. So
nice.
That's going to be a blast. We got to get tickets to that.
Oh yeah. And if you're in the Boston area and you're listening to this Friday, which will be the
Friday, you'll be listening to this May 1st. And May 2nd, Saturday, half a ween
at the Rockwell Theater. Your Friends in Hell,
Thou Merciless Graves,
Coffee Salesman,
Coffin. No, Your Friends. Sorry, hang on. Your Friends in Hell, Coffin Salesman, Alex Sullivan, and Thou Merciless Graves. Yeah.
That's going to be a good show. If I can get up the Faces show for the 21st, I'll say everybody who's on it. Give me 1 second here. It looks like it is Micah Schnabel and Vanessa Jean Speckman, Jesse Ahern, Molly O'Leary, and Chandler Cross.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the one. I forgot about that one. That's I didn't realize that was the same show.
Yeah, it's the same show. It's going to be awesome.
Rad. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's going to be great. So that's May 21st at Faces Brewing Company. They are not a sponsor. I hope they are one day. That would be awesome if they sponsored us. Because I talk about them constantly. You know, and then like we said, May 2nd at the Rockwell Theater for Halloween, which is just a fun time. You want to talk about theatrics, everything from like games, like they're interactive games for the crowd, to some great music. I know the year I went, there was like people from like a local like haunt attraction that were running around in costume and shit. It was cool. It was a good time. So
yeah.
But yeah, with that said, I don't know. I don't have anything else to promote other than, you know, listen to the podcast and go buy music from people, you know? So
yeah.
Until next time. No, that's the other show. What do I say for this one? I don't know. We'll see you guys next month.
See you next month. Bye.
Oh.